Do you ever feel like the world is just too big and your dreams feel way out of reach? Let me tell you a story. A story about a boy who started with nothing but an unquenchable curiosity and an unstoppable drive to learn. This boy wasn't born with extraordinary powers, nor was he a billionaire or a genius. But what he did have was passion, determination, and an incredible love for learning. And with those qualities, he became one of the most powerful and influential figures in the world. This boy is none other than Bill Gates, a name that has become synonymous with success innovation and the embodiment of turning dreams into reality. But his story isn't just about becoming rich or famous. It's about believing in your dreams, putting in the hard work, and never giving up, no matter how tough the journey gets. At PowerHab English, we believe that stories like Bill's are the kind of inspiration we all need to push through obstacles and keep pursuing our goals. Today we're going to dive into the beginnings of Bill Gates's remarkable journey. We'll explore his childhood, the struggles he faced, his endless curiosity, and the spark that ignited his love for computers. By the time we're done, not only will you know about Bill Gates's early life, but you'll also feel inspired to chase your own dreams. And along the way, remember to keep learning new words and phrases, just like Bill Gates himself believed in learning something new every single day. Bill Gates was born on October 28, 1955, in Seattle, Washington, USA, into a supportive and loving family. His full name, William Henry Gates III, was passed down from his father and grandfather, as he was the third in line. However, no one could have ever predicted that this little boy would go on to become a global icon. Bill's family was not particularly wealthy, but they lived a comfortable middle-class life. His father, William H. Gates Sr., was a disciplined lawyer who valued hard work and education. His mother, Mary Maxwell Gates, was a kind and intelligent woman who worked as a teacher and later served on corporate boards. From a very young age, Bill's natural curiosity was evident. In fact, his parents used to joke that he could stare at something for hours, trying to figure out how it worked. This deep curiosity would become one of his greatest strengths. Even as a child, Bill showed signs of brilliance. He had an insatiable love for books, devouring everything he could get his hands on. By the age of 7, he was already reading books on science history and even law. His favorite spot in the house was the family's small library, where he would sit for hours with a book in his lap, absorbed in the pages. But despite his early love for learning, Bill wasn't perfect in school. He found many lessons too easy and often became bored. Bill didn't like following rules, and often his teachers complained that he was too restless. However, his sharp mind made him stand out in class. One day when he was 9 years old, a teacher asked him why he seemed so distracted. With complete confidence, Bill responded, "Because I've already read the book." His parents quickly realized that Bill needed more intellectual challenges to keep his curious mind engaged. So, they decided to enroll him in the prestigious Lakeside School, known for nurturing bright students. Lakeside School would turn out to be a life-changing place for Bill. It was here that he was introduced to something that fascinated him even more than books, computers. In the late 1960s, computers were rare and massive machines that took up entire rooms owned only by large corporations or universities. But Lakeside had a computer, and Bill was immediately drawn to it. The first time he touched the keyboard, it felt as though he had discovered a new form of magic. Bill would spend countless hours in the computer room learning how to program. His passion was so intense that he often skipped other classes just to work on the computer. At first, his teachers were frustrated by his behavior, but soon they realized that Bill had a special talent for technology. One day, his math teacher said to him, "Bill, you might just change the world someday." Bill didn't just use the computer for fun. At the age of 13, He created his very first computer program, a simple game of tic-tac-toe, where a user could play against the computer. This small achievement filled him with pride and gave him a glimpse into the endless possibilities of programming. It was clear that Bill was no longer just a student. He was beginning to carve out his future. During his time at Lakeside, Bill met Paul Allen, a senior student who shared his love for computers. Paul was quiet and thoughtful, while Bill was energetic and outspoken. Despite their differences, they became close friends due to their shared passion. The two spent hours discussing the future of computers, dreaming about the potential of this new technology. One day, Paul said to Bill, "I believe one day there will be a computer on every desk and in every home." At the time, this sounded like an impossible dream. Computers were expensive, and only large businesses had access to them. But Bill believed in this vision too, and together they began to dream of ways to make this future a reality. By the time Bill turned 15, he wasn't just learning, he was already earning. His deep understanding of computers had led him to start programming for real-world companies, earning money for his skills. Little did anyone know this was just the beginning of a journey that would eventually change the world. Bill's abilities continued to grow, and so did his ambitions. Soon he would face even bigger challenges that would lead to a revolution in the world of technology. Along with Paul Allen, Bill started his first business, Trafodata, which created a program to analyze traffic data for cities. They earned $20,000 from this project, a huge amount of money for teenagers in the 1970s. This experience taught Bill an important lesson. Success isn't just about having ideas, it's about turning those ideas into action. He realized that to achieve big dreams, you have to work hard, take risks, and learn how to make things happen. Bill's love for learning and working didn't mean he was always serious, though. He had a playful side, too. At Lakeside, he enjoyed sitting with girls during classes not to flirt, but because he believed they were more focused and disciplined. This habit not only made him more comfortable interacting with people, but it also helped him build connections. Despite his social ease, Bill was competitive. He thrived on challenges and would often bet with his friends on who could solve a problem faster. He hated losing and would do whatever it took to come out on top. His parents sometimes worried about his obsession with computers. One evening, his mother said, "Bill, you can't spend your whole life in front of a computer." Bill replied with a smile, "Why not, Mom? One day, computers will change the world, and I want to be part of that." Even as a teenager, Bill was already dreaming big. He wasn't just interested in programming, he wanted to build something huge. He envisioned a company that would make computers accessible to everyone. At Lakeside, Bill and Paul would stay up late into the night discussing their dreams. They didn't have all the answers, but they shared a common vision for the future. Bill's ambition grew beyond just creating software. He wanted to lead a revolution in the tech industry. In 1973, when Bill was just 18 years old, he enrolled at Harvard University, one of the best colleges in the world. His parents were thrilled, thinking he would become a successful lawyer like his father. But Bill had a different plan. While other students were busy studying law, history, or medicine, Bill spent most of his time in the computer lab. He skipped classes to learn more about programming and write code. He was obsessed with solving problems and creating software that could make computers faster and more efficient. One day, a professor at Harvard asked Bill why he didn't focus more on his studies instead of spending all his time with computers. Bill smiled and replied, "Because this is the future. Computers will change everything, and I want to be ready for it." Even at Harvard, Bill's passion for technology made him stand out. He wasn't just a student, he was a visionary. In 1974, while Bill was still in college, something happened that would change his life forever. A company called MITS created the first personal computer the Altair 8800. This was groundbreaking because up until then, computers were large, expensive machines that only big businesses could afford. When Bill and Paul Allen saw the Altair 8800, they knew it was their chance. They believed that personal computers would become a household necessity, and they wanted to be part of this revolution. Paul called Bill one night and said, "Bill, this is it. We need to act fast before someone else does." Bill agreed, and together they decided to write a software program that would make the Altair 8800 more useful. But here's the catch: they didn't even own an Altair 8800 computer. The story of their bold leap into the future was about to unfold, and the world of computing would never be the same again. Stay tuned as we continue to explore how Bill's willingness to take risks and trust his vision set the stage for his most transformative venture yet. They had to create the program using nothing but their knowledge and imagination. It was a big risk, but Bill believed in their abilities. In 1975, at the age of 20, Bill made a bold decision. He dropped out of Harvard to start his own company with Paul Allen. Imagine what his parents must have felt. They were disappointed and worried. His mother said, "Bill, what are you doing? Harvard is your future." But Bill calmly replied, "Mom, this is my future. Computers are my passion, and I can't let this opportunity slip away." Leaving one of the best universities in the world to start a company with no guarantees was an enormous risk, but Bill had faith in his vision. In the same year, Bill and Paul founded a company they named Microsoft, which stood for Microcomputer Software. Their goal was simple: to create software for personal computers. The first few months were tough. They had no office, no money, and no team, just two young men with a dream. Bill worked day and night writing code and meeting potential clients. Paul focused on building partnerships and spreading the word about their company. Their hard work paid off when the program they created for the Altair 8800 became a success. Soon, other companies began noticing Microsoft. As Microsoft grew, Bill realized he couldn't do everything alone. He needed a team of talented people who shared his passion for innovation. So he started hiring the best programmers and engineers he could find. Bill was a tough boss. He demanded excellence and worked harder than anyone else. He would often stay in the office until 2 or 3 a.m., making sure every line of code was perfect. He believed that if you want to achieve greatness, you have to give your best effort every single day. In 1980, Microsoft got its first big break. A company called IBM was building a personal computer and needed an operating system. An operating system is like the brain of a computer. It controls everything. IBM approached Microsoft and asked if they could create one. At the time, Bill didn't have an operating system ready, but he didn't say no. Instead, he promised IBM that Microsoft would deliver. Bill quickly bought an existing operating system called QDOS, improved it, and renamed it MS-DOS. This was a turning point for Microsoft, and with this decision, Bill Gates and his team set the foundation for what would soon become the leading software company in the world. He sold MS-DOS to IBM, and it became a massive success. Every IBM computer now used Microsoft's software. This deal changed everything. Microsoft went from being a small company to a major player in the tech industry. Bill Gates was not just a programmer. He was a leader. He knew how to motivate his team and push them to do their best. He believed in innovation and wasn't afraid to take risks. One of Bill's most famous quotes is, "Success is a lousy teacher." It seduces smart people into thinking they can't lose. This means that you should never become overconfident even when you're successful. Bill also believed in continuous learning. He often told his team, "Never stop improving. There's always a better way to do something." Success didn't come without its challenges. Microsoft faced competition from other tech companies, and some people doubted Bill's abilities. But Bill never gave up. He stayed focused, worked hard, and continued to innovate. He believed that every challenge was an opportunity to learn and grow. By the time Bill was in his mid-20s, Microsoft was growing rapidly, but he didn't stop there. Bill had a bigger vision. He wanted to make computers affordable and accessible to everyone in the world. This vision drove him to work harder than ever. He wanted to change the way people lived, worked, and communicated. By the early 1980s, Microsoft was no longer just a small company. It had become a leader in the software industry. Bill Gates and his team worked tirelessly to create better programs and tools that could be used by everyone from students to businesses. In 1985, Microsoft launched one of its most famous products, Windows. Windows was a revolutionary operating system that made computers easier to use. Before Windows, computers were complicated, and only experts could operate them. But Windows changed that. Now anyone could use a computer with simple clicks and commands. The launch of Windows was a turning point for Microsoft. It became a huge success and was installed on millions of computers around the world. Bill Gates' dream of bringing computers into every home and office was starting to come true. As Microsoft grew, so did its competition. Other companies like Apple were also developing innovative technology. Steve Jobs, the co-founder of Apple, became one of Bill Gates' biggest competitors. But here's the interesting part. While they were rivals, Bill and Steve also had a strange kind of respect for each other. Steve once said, "Bill is unimaginative, but he's brilliant at running a company." And Bill said about Steve, "Steve had a flair for design like no one else. He made things beautiful." Even though their approaches were different, both men shared a common goal to change the world with technology. By 1987, at the age of 31, Bill Gates became the youngest self-made billionaire in the world. Can you imagine a young man who once spent hours in a school computer lab was now one of the richest people on the planet? But Bill didn't let his success make him lazy. Instead, he worked even harder. He believed that with great success comes great responsibility. One of Bill's most famous quotes is, "If you are born poor, it's not your fault. But if you die poor, it's your fault." This quote reflects his belief that everyone has the power to change their life with hard work and determination. As we continue exploring Bill Gates' journey, we will see how his principles, leadership, and unwavering focus led him to not only revolutionize the tech industry, but also to create a legacy that impacts the world today. Stay tuned for the next chapter in his incredible story. While Bill was busy building Microsoft, his personal life was also taking shape. In 1987, he met a young woman named Melinda French. She worked at Microsoft and was intelligent, kind, and driven. Bill and Melinda started dating, and they quickly realized they had a lot in common. Both of them believed in using their success to make the world a better place. In 1994, Bill and Melinda got married in a private ceremony in Hawaii. Their wedding was simple and elegant, reflecting their down-to-earth personalities. Together they had 3 children: Jennifer Gates, born in 1996, who later became an accomplished equestrian and medical student; Rory Gates, born in 1999, who is known for being intelligent and private; and Phoebe Gates, born in 2002, who shares her father's passion for education and innovation. Despite being one of the richest families in the world, Bill and Melinda raised their children with humility. They didn't spoil them with endless luxuries, but instead taught them the value of hard work and kindness. Leading a company as big as Microsoft wasn't easy. Bill often faced criticism from the media and other companies. Some said he was too aggressive in business, while others questioned Microsoft's practices. In the late 1990s, Microsoft faced a major legal challenge when the U.S. government accused the company of using unfair practices to dominate the software market. This was a stressful time for Bill as the case went on for several years. But Bill didn't give up. He faced the challenges head-on, learned from his mistakes, and continued to lead Microsoft with determination. As Bill grew older, he realized that his wealth could do more than just build a successful company. In 2000, he and Melinda started the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, one of the largest charitable organizations in the world. The foundation focuses on solving some of the world's biggest problems, such as improving global health. They work to fight diseases like malaria, tuberculosis, and HIV/AIDS. They also focus on providing education, helping children in poor countries go to school and learn. One of the foundation's initiatives is providing access to clean water by building systems to provide clean drinking water to communities in need. Bill once said, "Money has no utility to me beyond a certain point. Its utility is entirely in building an organization and getting resources out to the poorest in the world." Throughout his life, Bill has shared many powerful words of wisdom. Here are a few of his most inspiring quotes. 1. I choose a lazy person to do a hard job because a lazy person will find an easy way to do it. This means that sometimes simplicity and innovation come from unexpected places. 2. Don't compare yourself with anyone in this world. If you do, you are insulting yourself. Bill encourages everyone to focus on their own journey and not get distracted by others. 3. Patience is a key element of success. Success doesn't happen overnight. It takes time, effort, and patience. People often wonder how much money Bill Gates makes. While it's hard to calculate exactly, let's break it down. In 1 second, Bill makes around $127. In 1 minute, that's about $7,600. In 1 day, he earns over $10 million. Even though Bill has so much wealth, he doesn't live an extravagant life. His focus has always been on using his success to help others and make the world a better place. Bill's story isn't just one of financial success. It's a story of vision, hard work, and a lifelong commitment to learning and giving back. His legacy continues to inspire millions, and his foundation's work will have a lasting impact on the world for years to come. He believes in using his money to help others and create a better world. One day, a young journalist got the chance to interview Bill Gates. The journalist was excited but also nervous. He wanted to ask Bill Gates about the secret of his success. The interview began, and the journalist asked, "Sir, what is the secret of your success?" Bill Gates smiled and took out a blank check from his pocket. He handed the check to the journalist and said, "Write any amount you want and take it." The journalist was shocked and thought Bill Gates was joking. He laughed and said, No, sir. I don't want money. I want to know your secret of success." Bill Gates kept smiling and said, "I'm serious. Write any amount and take it." The journalist felt uncomfortable. He refused again and said, "Sir, I respect you, but I cannot take your money. I just want to learn from you." Bill Gates looked at him and said, "This is the secret of my success. When I see an opportunity, I grab it without hesitation. You had the chance to take this check, but you hesitated. Most people miss their opportunities because they think too much or are afraid to take risks. Success comes to those who take action." The journalist realized the lesson success is not just about working hard. It is also about taking risks and making the most of opportunities. This simple interaction taught him that the key to success is the willingness to act and seize moments when they appear. By the early 2000s, Microsoft was at the peak of its success. Bill Gates was the face of the tech industry, admired and respected around the world. But as the company grew bigger, Bill realized something important. He wanted to focus on more than just business. In 2006, Bill made a big announcement. He decided to step down from his day-to-day role at Microsoft. This decision shocked many people. Why would someone leave the company they built? But Bill explained his reason: "I've been very lucky to achieve success in technology. Now, I want to spend my time giving back to the world." After stepping back from Microsoft, Bill focused full-time on the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation. This foundation wasn't just any charity. It was one of the most ambitious projects in the world. Bill said the goal is to give every child, no matter where they are born, a chance to live a healthy and productive life. Even with all his efforts, some people questioned whether his foundation could really solve such big problems. Others accused him of using his money for power. But Bill didn't let the negativity stop him. Instead, he stayed focused on his mission. He once said, "If I listened to every critic, I would never get anything done." Focus on the work, not the noise. This is a powerful lesson for all of us. No matter what we do in life, there will always be people who doubt us. The key is to stay determined and believe in yourself. Bill's story teaches us that success comes from not just the work we do, but from overcoming challenges, taking risks, and staying focused on what truly matters. Bill Gates is not just about giving money. He is also about finding innovative solutions. One of his most exciting projects is working on clean energy. He realized that climate change is one of the biggest threats to the world. To fight this, he started funding projects to create renewable energy sources like solar and wind power. He also supported research on nuclear energy that is safe and sustainable. Bill believes that if we invest in science, we can solve even the toughest problems. Even though Bill is no longer running Microsoft, he continues to inspire millions of people. He often gives speeches at schools, universities, and conferences. In his talks, he shares his journey and encourages young people to dream big. One of his most famous pieces of advice is, "Don't wait for the perfect moment. Start now. Take risks, make mistakes, and learn from them." Despite being one of the richest men in the world, Bill Gates lives a surprisingly simple life. Yes, he has a big house, but he doesn't spend his money on flashy cars or unnecessary luxuries. Instead, he loves spending time with his family. He and Melinda worked hard to raise their children with good values. They didn't give their kids unlimited money. In fact, they decided to leave most of their fortune to charity. Bill said, "I want my kids to have their own identity." Giving them too much money would take away their motivation. His parenting style teaches us an important lesson. True success is not about wealth, it's about character. Even as a billionaire, Bill Gates follows a simple routine. He believes that good habits are the foundation of a successful life. Here's a glimpse into his daily life. 1. Morning. Bill starts his day by reading. He reads about science, history, and global issues. He believes that reading expands your mind and helps you think critically. 2. Work. Even though he's no longer at Microsoft, Bill still works on foundation projects, meets scientists, and reviews progress. 3. Evening. Bill enjoys playing bridge, a card game, with his friends. It helps him relax and keeps his mind sharp. Bill believes in staying curious. He says, no matter how busy you are, make time to learn. Learning is the best investment you can make. During the COVID-19 pandemic, Bill Gates played a major role in helping the world. His foundation donated billions of dollars to develop vaccines and distribute them to poor countries. Bill Gates' story is not just about building Microsoft or becoming one of the richest men in the world. It's about redefining what success means. For many, success is wealth, fame, and power. But for Bill, success is about impact, the difference you make in the lives of others. After stepping away from Microsoft, Bill Gates became a symbol of hope and possibility. His journey taught the world that success doesn't end with personal achievements. It begins when you use your success to uplift others. Bill Gates' life is a reminder that true fulfillment comes not from what you have, but from what you give back. In one of his speeches, Bill Gates said, "The true measure of success is not how much you've achieved, but how many lives you've improved. This simple yet powerful idea became the foundation of his life's work. Even in his later years, Bill Gates is far from slowing down. He has devoted himself to solving some of the world's biggest challenges. His foundation is tackling climate change, improving education, and eradicating diseases like malaria and polio. Bill often says, "The future is not something we enter, it's something we create." Let's create a future where everyone has a chance to succeed. By 2023, Bill Gates had donated over $50 billion through the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation. But it's not just the amount of money that matters, it's the philosophy behind it. Bill believes that wealth is not meant to be hoarded. He often says, if you're fortunate enough to be successful, you have a duty to give back. Wealth should be used to solve problems, not create them. His giving inspired other billionaires to follow his lead. In 2010, Bill and Warren Buffett launched the Giving Pledge, a commitment by the world's wealthiest people to donate the majority of their wealth to charity. Today, more than 230 billionaires have joined this movement. This act of generosity shows us that true greatness comes not from what you take, but from what you give. Even though Bill Gates is admired by millions, his life has not been free of challenges. In 2021, he and Melinda announced their divorce after 27 years of marriage. This was a difficult time for him both personally and professionally. But instead of letting the situation break him, Bill remained focused on his mission. He and Melinda continued working together on their foundation, putting their shared vision above their personal differences. This chapter of his life teaches us an important lesson. Challenges are inevitable, but how you respond to them defines your character. Bill often says, life will test you in ways you can't imagine, but every challenge is an opportunity to grow stronger. As one of the most influential figures in history, Bill Gates has shared countless pieces of wisdom. Here are some of his most inspiring thoughts for the next generation. 1. Dream big, start small. Don't wait for the perfect moment to start. Start where you are, use what you have, and build from there. 2. Embrace failure. Failure is not the opposite of success. It's part of the journey. Each mistake teaches you something valuable. 3. Value time. Time is your most precious resource. Use it wisely. Spend it on things that matter, learning, growing, and helping others. 4. Be curious. The world is full of problems, but it's also full of opportunities. Stay curious. Keep learning and find solutions. 5. Kindness is strength. The world needs more compassion. Be kind not because it's easy, but because it's the right thing to do. He once said, at the end of the day, it's not about the money, the fame, the name, or the awards. It's about the people you love and the difference you've made. Bill Gates' life is a reminder that anyone, no matter where they start, can achieve greatness. He was once a curious boy who loved reading and computers. Today, he's a global icon who has transformed the world. Here are the key lessons from his journey. 1. Education is power. Never stop learning. Knowledge is the key to unlocking your potential. 2. Take action. Don't wait for the perfect opportunity. Start small and build your way up. 3. Be resilient. Life will have ups and downs, but every challenge is an opportunity to grow. 4. Give back. True success is about helping others and making a difference in the world. 5. Stay humble. No matter how much you achieve, remember your roots and stay grounded. Bill Gates has shown the world that success isn't just about wealth, but about using your resources to help others and make a lasting positive impact. His journey is an example of how dedication, humility, and a desire to make a difference can change the world for the better. Bill Gates' impact on the world will be felt for generations to come. He has proven that one person with vision and determination can change the course of history. From building Microsoft to fighting global poverty, from transforming technology to inspiring the next generation, Bill Gates's legacy is a testament to the power of hard work, curiosity, and compassion. Bill Gates's life is a story of courage, innovation, and generosity. But more than anything, it's a story of hope. No matter who you are or where you come from, you have the power to shape your future. Learn from Bill's journey, embrace challenges, and work toward your dreams. Remember, greatness is not about where you start. It's about where you're willing to go. This is not the end of Bill Gates's story. It's only the beginning of the legacy he is leaving for the world. It's a reminder to all of us that we, too, can make a difference. Thank you so much for watching. If you found this video inspiring, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe, and ring the bell for notifications so you never miss an update from PowerHab English. Leave us a comment below and share your thoughts or your own experiences. We'd love to hear from you. Remember, your journey is just beginning. And like Bill, you have the power to change the world. Keep learning, stay inspired, and we'll see you in the next video.